Sawaddeeka, hello there. How are you doing? I can't believe another week went by, and here we are again at Cook Like a Thai Made Simple Talk Show. Yes, I'm calling my show Talk Show now because all I do is talk, 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 talk. I don't just talk about silly stuff. I talk about Thai food, Thai cooking. Today, there's something new for you. I'm going to give you a recipe right here, and it's so simple, simple. So I've been thinking a lot about the old Thai saying way back when, something that I remember, or actually I was taught since I was a child living in Thailand. The saying goes, in water there's fish, in field there's rice. I didn't realize until later what that meant was nobody will starve in Thailand. That was how rich the land was. That was Thailand in the old days. Even though it's not quite as true anymore because Thailand has become overpopulated just like everywhere else. There's not enough land to expand with the population. I don't know if there's still a lot of rice in the field or there are a lot of fields for rice growing. I hope there are. As far as fish, we still have fish in the ocean and in rivers. The good thing about Thailand is we have so many rivers. And that is really the heart of the country. We have waterway. That's what connects everything. I bring myself back to the now. I don't always cook expensive food. I don't always go out and buy shrimp and prawns, all this fancy stuff. I do that only once in a while. Steak. Who would think steak would cost so much now? So, quite often lately, I've been cooking with whatever I have left in the freezer and in my fridge. If you see my refrigerator, you will laugh because for a person who wants everyone to cook like a Thai, I cook only with what I have. And I don't go shopping that often because I don't want to take the time to go. So it's typical. I would use everything until I have nothing left to use. Then my husband and I will run out shopping. And that's how it's been, at least for the past few years anyway. It's a great thing because I realized you can have only a few items left and can still cook like a Thai. So come on in. Let's cook like a Thai today. I only cook Thai food when you can cook like a Thai. Dari Jaya Punyai. Dari Jaya Punyai. I'd like to introduce to you a recipe for what I call cucumber mung bean. Love that. Cucumber mung bean threads. I can't say threads. Cucumber mung bean. And let me try again. Cucumber mung bean thread noodles, or some people call that glass noodle or mung bean vermicelli. It's a stir fry dish cooked with pork. Altogether, only a few items. So let's dive into this. You see my half display plate, and that was really my plate. Let's run down the ingredients, shall we? We have here cucumbers, mung bean threads. My son just explained to me that in China, bean threads are carb. It's carb, right? But in Thailand, it's made of mung bean, tiny beans that we grow bean sprout with. You just have to read the label, making sure it's made of mung beans. A pack of it usually is 10 little packs. And because I love mung bean thread so much, I used half of that last night. Okay, you have your flavoring sauces, Tipparot Nam Pla, or you can get squid, and naman hoi or oyster sauce. You know, all these things, they have additives. They have things like sugar and MSG, among other things. I do my best to get the ones that come with the least amount. Sometimes that's really hard. But I've been staying with these two kinds for years. For years, even in Thailand when I was still living there. And pepper. I have here ground pepper. You can do ground pepper or you can grind them fresh right into the frying pan. That's even better. White, black, any kind you like. Down in the corner here, you see that mung bean threads are soaking in water. So you soak it for a few minutes. It doesn't take long. If you're in a rush, make the water a little warm, but don't use pure hot water because that would just kill the way it soften up. It will get weird so quickly. Soak that for a few minutes and then cut it. I usually run scissors, just go chop, 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 then strain the mung bean. Let's see. I use cilantro. There are two things I do. One is I have cilantro leaves, which I just pick off the stem, but I do keep the stem and I chop them up. There are places, for example, in Tom Yam Gung, I would say don't chop your cilantro. I chop the stem in here because it's great to mix with mung bean threads. So there it is. Chop garlic. We're gonna use ground pork. So use good amount of garlic. Don't have to be so much. I just went a little crazy. Everyone likes it. So ground pork, the easiest thing. It's not often made with chicken, but it can be done. Beef, no, not with cucumbers. I didn't have enough cucumbers. This is why I use mung bean threads. Usually it will be just stir-fry cucumber with ground pork. You know, so when you do that, you probably want to get 6, 7. It depends on your family. But this would be enough to do a standalone stir fry with maybe just you and your spouse in the house, 2 people in the house. Oh, yeah. You see that I have eggs quite a bit too because I like them. Eggs will play a good part in this stir fry. The way I cut my cucumber, you don't have to go fancy. Can you see from here? The 2-edge peeler that I use, it has ridges and that gives the pretty part to the surface, to the cucumber. So I like that. And every once in a while, I'll do it that way. The key is to cut them in small, even bite size, and cut them diagonally. That's the whole amount of cucumbers I have. That would have been great for 2 people. I leave the bean threads to dry out a little bit. I don't want it to be oozing with water. So I just let water drip down. I have here pork, garlic, chopped stem of cilantro, cucumber. There are lots of cilantro leaves here. I like the smell. It creates wonderful aroma altogether. And I use, 5 eggs. Oyster sauce came in from China. Now, some people may be used to adding a little sugar to the whole thing. Sometimes you should, sometimes you can skip, like this time. I went without any real sugar or substitution. Just no sugar needed. It already comes hidden in those things. Plus, you have natural sweetness from the cucumber. We're getting ready to cook. Let's talk about oil. It's not a big deal. Use whatever oil you used to. I use olive oil. Every once in a while, we get pork belly or pork that has a lot of fat on it. I will fry that for oil because the aroma is wonderful and it adds a little flavor. Now, when you do that, you have to be mindful because some people are concerned. Yes, I mean, they're good and bad cholesterol, but some people already have enough. So if you one of the people, you don't have to have that. Go with your usual cooking oil. I started out with olive oil, but I did add the oil from pork when I cook the eggs. You heat up the oil, put in the pork. You don't put in garlic right at the beginning because that will burn. So when you add in the garlic, that's when you add your oyster sauce, น้ำมันหอย and น้ำปลา ทิพรส or ปลาหมึก And you can see I let it cook more than halfway. Don't let it cook completely. Add cucumbers. Cucumbers do take a little time to cook. So I put them in when the pork was almost done, but not quite done. If you wait to the end, when the pork is completely done, it will get tough. So pay attention and you will get it right. The liquid coming out from the mixture already, that's a lot of liquid. And that is natural sweetness coming out mostly from cucumber. By now, the smell is so wonderful. Always testing your food, but wait until your pork is cooked first, okay? We don't want anyone to get sick. When cucumbers start to look translucent, clear, little shiny, but not all the way, that's when you put in your eggs. So just drop them in and add oil. Then bring it down a tiny bit. Not long after you mix the eggs, add in threads, followed by chopped cilantro stems, then ground pepper, and voila, the end product. Yes, I would do another taste because chances are you probably want to add a little more nam pla and or oyster sauce. So yes, have to taste. It's got to get to the level of the creamy, nutty umami, plus the smell will basically shower you. Then you add a teeny tiny little more if you plan to have this with rice. But most people don't. Last night I had a little rice because I wanted to do the plating to show you, so I ate the rice. But I don't think anyone else in my family had rice. In fact, each of them got 2 or 3 portions of cucumber mung bean threads alone, and they love it. It's so simple, so easy, so inexpensive. And this is cooking what's left in your fridge. So there, you like jasmine rice? We're gonna do a separate episode on the rice because there's so much rice and they all claim to be from Thailand. So I will give you tips on how to make sure you get Thai rice. Wow. You know what? That's it. This is simple. This is easy. You do this with cucumber. You can do it with different kinds of vegetables. You just need to know how to group your vegetables into different dishes. I just want to leave food for thought here. Why only cook Thai food when you could cook like a Thai? Give Thai part in Thai food is true meaning. Cook simple, economically sensible, healthy like a Thai. Cook like a Thai. All right, that's all for this week's episode. I hope you take this recipe and run. See if you have cucumbers in your fridge and go get mung bean threads. So easy to find. In fish, there's water. In fuel, there's rice. Nobody will go starving if you know how to cook like a Thai. Okay, so come on to cooklikeathai.com and sign up for tips and tricks I'm gonna teach you only in my love notes to you. Like, subscribe, share. Until next week, have a great Cook Like a Thai day. Mwah. I only cook Thai.